Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, and I am joined for one final time, at least in this series, before we get to the Injustice 2 comics, by Temp. How are you doing today, buddy?
Doing good, doing good. Re-annuals.
It's been a journey. Woo!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, today we have, as you can see, right over here, I'm trying to find the right way to point. Just over there. I need to stop what I'm doing right now. It is the Injustice Year 5 Annual. It is the final in our long-running series, the 73rd episode that we've just done now. And yeah, we've come to an end. So we're not doing Ground Zeroes, but who knows in the future what we might do. But going forward, we will stick with the Injustice 2 comics that have now begun. So look forward to that. But for this issue, let's jump right into it here. Looks like we have a three-part story here. One with Harley, one with Ares, and one with Black Lightning, who we have not seen since seemingly the first year he disappeared. I do not know where that guy went.
It's been a good while.
I forgot that character existed until this issue. It's like, oh, that guy... He's just hanging out with Aquaman. Except for Aquaman at least made a couple appearances. Alright, anyways. So we start off with Harley first, and it's a flashback of her. It's kind of splicing back and forth between her on the motorcycle and her in the second issue, I believe, where she was in the cop car. So yeah, she's still kind of repeating what she said about how the whole world has forgotten how to smile, and so has she this time. We see moments of her, throughout the comics, so it's just nice flashbacks of her pulling off Lobo's head, as well as making friends with Green Arrow and Black Canary, and them going away, of course, and Captain Marvel being a big jerk. She goes to Arkham Asylum, and she's saying that she's going to hang up the hat. So she changes herself to Harleen Quinzel. She wants to be Dr. Quinzel again. She no longer wants to be Harley Quinn, so she takes off the uniform and transforms. But as soon as she's done transforming, seemingly a Joker-looking fellow with a hood knocks her out. She comes to so much ouch, she says, and it's a bunch of people with Joker masks on, and they are the Joker clan, and they are basically doing things in Joker's image. They used to work for the Joker, but after he died, they weren't sure what to do with themselves, so now they are looking to fight for good and fight for the insurgency. Harleen Quinzel doesn't want any part of this because she's no longer Harley Quinn. But after they kind of beat her up a little bit, she says, "You can't do this to me, I'm Harley Quinn, and please don't make me turn back into Harley Quinn." Okay, fine, I'll turn back into Harley Quinn. She's just like, this transformation is short-lived, and she seemingly wants to be Harley Quinn. She does not want to be Harleen Quinzel. So, eventually, after some back and forth between the two, they finally start believing her, and she says, "Okay, fine. You guys can," because I guess they were inspired by Harley Quinn as well for working with the insurgency, so she wants to kind of take them on as their leader. She goes and asks Batman, Batgirl, and Batwoman if she can lead them. Both Batwoman and Batgirl kind of are like, I don't know, I guess, we could use them because, we're not necessarily in a good position right now, but Batman doesn't give her the blessing, but she, in Harley Quinn fashion, she goes, "I'll take that as a maybe," as she's kicking Superman soldiers' asses. So, good stuff. And that's the end of the first part. You want to cover that part real quick? I want to give some thoughts there.
I don't know if I have a lot of thoughts. At first I was shocked because I thought this took place after the previous issue, because there's very much a living Batwoman standing there. Then I thought, oh, this is not in the exact timeline. This is somewhere in sort of a vague area before the last issue versus when they did the time portal opening. It just kind of, to be honest with you, the only reason this exists is to explain why Harley's doing what she's doing in the Injustice story mode. That's the only reason this is here. Dramatically, I'm not really that into it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, eh.
Yeah, I was a little thrown off. Yeah, I was a little thrown off by the Batwoman thing as well. I'm like, is she alive now? What's going on? Because now it's just the three of them. as well as Harley. So clearly this is towards the end. This is somewhere in year 5 seemingly, but yeah, it's really hard to tell what's going on here in terms of timeline wise. So I would assume if it was after the events of issue 20, it would be a bigger deal that Batwoman's standing there. But
oh yeah,
because they are all kind of split up at the end there. But
and all the heroes should be present as well if that event had already transpired. So the other world heroes are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, so not really sure what's going on there, but yeah. So Batwoman's still MIA. And then we go to Ares issue, and Cyborg, Superman, and Lex Luthor, as well as Damian. They're visiting the Wayne Manor, and I guess it got burnt down, and they're not sure who did it. Cyborg says there was all the satellite was destroyed, or there's no satellite footage of it, but we see glimpses, and it looks like it's Damian is the one that burnt it down. And they heavily allude to that. I mean, they even show him walking away as it's burning, so they kind of go from alluding to it to just outright stating it. And then eventually Ares shows up. He gets in a fight with Wonder Woman. He says, hey, I'm not here to fight you. I'm just here to work with you guys. I want to work on your side, on the regime side. Superman threatens him. And they wonder how he got away from Darkseid. I guess Darkseid's fighting with the New Gods. Boy, do we not want to revisit them, so we'll just breeze on past that. And, yeah, so eventually they say, okay, fine, we can have Ares. Wonder Woman's super reluctant to this, but Superman says, no, we could use him, but he threatens him. If he gets out of line, he will make Darkseid's suffering seem like nothing, or Darkseid's torture, I guess, seem like nothing. And then we see Ares visit Damian, and he says, you got a lot of fire that's burning inside you. That fire is power. And then the end, he flies away. And that's that.
Just pretty much just his way of saying, please create conflict. Please do something conflict. That's all he's got now.
Yeah, just please do something to give me more power.
Could you disagree with something, please?
He's like Freddy Krueger, just being like, please fear me. Come on. Come on. Aren't I scary?
Come on.
Come on. And then we go to the third part. It's at the Hall of Justice. Superman's explaining that it's a one government thing. One global governing body. This is not a democracy. And yeah. So he explains to all of them, and they all just kind of walk away. And then all of a sudden, Black Lightning and Atom show up. And first he's a little unsure of why Black Lightning's there, but Black Lightning pleads with them and says, hey, look, I want to fight with you guys. I can earn your trust. I want to better this world. And I guess Atom is on his side as well, which we didn't really know before, I don't believe. And then we see their plan is to basically take the radioactive, or the radiation, all the fallout and all of that, and they're going to build a system that essentially changes those molecules into something good. So it's going to, they got this big sciencey plan to make it an inhabitable place again, and so they can rebuild the city. So they do just that. Black Lightning overloads the electricity system and powers up these generators, and everything seems to be working, and the whole group starts rebuilding the city with Lex Luthor's plans, and Giganta, and I don't even remember the other person. Is that Big Bertha? I don't even remember at this point.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I think it's Giganta and it's Giganta and Atom Smasher. Duh. I don't know why that took me so long to remember. Giganta and Atom Smasher, I guess they're getting it on now, but then they start fighting, which is reminiscent of the game in the background of the Hall of Justice stage. Anyway, so they're all rebuilding. They have some funny back and forth that's not really that funny, and they rebuild the city, and Superman ensures that it'll never be a metropolis in the sense that it'll never get blown up. So they do that, and then Batman visits Black Lightning. He says, hey man, I thought we had a thing. And Black Lightning's like, nah man, that ain't me. Batman's like, alright, I guess I'm gonna go out your window, but just so you know, it's not lost yet, and I'm out of here. So then they plug the ground zero and say the Struggle continues. The struggle for me to say struggle. Not struggle. So, that's the series, guys.
Oh, that's the finishing line.
Temp is struggling not to sound like a robot, and yeah, that is the finishing line. That is us breaking.
Do I sound like a robot?
No, now you're good. But that is us breaking through the tape with our faces, and yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to maybe do this issue earlier on in year 5, so we could just end on a high note with issue 20, which was decent. So this was just pretty much like, hey, we got one more to go, so we don't end up not doing one. But yeah.
Yeah, this was blended carrots. I don't even have a lot to say about it. This is just blah. Batman's a character. Like, that's all I have to say about this. There's nothing really. Well, the only thing that's really of note is the Atom working with the regime. That kind of surprised me.
Black Lightning and Atom, yeah, both of them.
Well, Black Lightning I kind of understand because at least they sort of set that up in year 1, but the Atom came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so that's the thing, and yeah, I don't really know what happens in Ground Zero, so maybe there's some good stuff in there. Can't really tell you. We're not going to read through them just because we want to get to the Injustice 2 comics, as I've said, which are just started this week, so we're going to start doing those chapters week by week, so we'll make those work and go from there. So you'll have more videos from here. Maybe we'll get Shadowloo and Razor into these as well, get their thoughts on it, since we're all on the hype train. So thanks, guys, for tuning in to this entire series. We also may be doing a overall kind of opinion on the entire series, some high notes, some low notes, and overall thoughts. Not sure. It just depends on scheduling and all that. Maybe you could have that to look forward to next week. So, but yeah, this is the end of the line. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I can tell you, spoiler, I enjoyed this quite a lot, and even though this issue wasn't particular to my liking, overall, I feel like the amount of good issues that I enjoyed were way more. I mean, we're talking like 80% to 20%, or even maybe even higher in its favor, in terms of ones that I really enjoyed reading, or at least thought were decent. So, thank you guys for tuning in on the journey with us, for sure.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, and I too am glad I read it. It was mostly good, and the stuff that wasn't good, I'm still glad I read, because I still took something from it, whether it be laughs or analysis. You know, it's still
yeah.
Even the bad had something to bring to the table, so I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad you guys could chill out with us to do these reviews.
Absolutely. So stay tuned. We got a lot more coming on the game, as well as the Injustice 2 comics, and those Injustice 2 comics could carry on for quite some time, so we'll try and keep up with it as best we can. I mean, I can't guarantee you that we're going to do every single chapter for the next 5 years. Can't really guarantee anything crazy like that, but for at least leading up to the game and post-game, we're going to try and keep up with it as the best we can. And on that note, this journey is done. We will see you for the follow-up and for what's to come in the future with Injustice 2. So take care, guys. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Like the video, share, and if you have not read the previous issues, go do so, because you will be spoiled. Forgot to mention that, but it doesn't really matter because it's just this issue. There's nothing relevant here.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys. Take care.
Stay safe, everyone.